Hi everyone, it's Judy here at River City Sewing. This week on safari inside our store here at River City Sewing. Now this week it's all about adventure and some amazing things that we have here in store that we wanted to show you, and it's got a little bit of a safari theme. So there's, I don't have my pith helmet on, but we're going to go on a fun safari through the store to show you some of the fun things that we've got in stock right now. Now behind me you'll see, I better put my binoculars back down, one of the great big panels that we've received in, and they are big enough to either be a quilt cover or a quilt backing, but they're amazing. There's two of these. One of them is this rainforest theme, and you can see all the amazing bird life and everything that you would see in the rainforest, crocodile, the whole thing on there. The other one is a wildlife safari, an African wildlife safari, and I'll put up a picture of that. It's a little bit hard to see here with the light shining behind it, but I'll put a picture of that up. Now these are, I'll give you two measurements, one in metric and one in imperial, okay? So they're 2.74 meters by 2 meters, or in quilty speak, 108 by 79 inches. All right, so they're quite a big thing. You can basically stitch them into being a quilt cover, or put them either at the front or the back of a quilt if you wanted to make something else to go on them. And we're going to give you some ideas using our safari theme on what you can do with these beautiful big panels. So with these, they're so colourful that you could add any different colour to them. And even in a lot of the panels where it's sort of greens, you've got hits of pink and you've got hits of yellow and orange. So any other fun thing can happen on the front of these quilts. Or if you make it just as a quilt cover, you can just put another fabric on the back and you've got a ready-made quilt cover ready to go, or a doona cover, or whatever you'd like to make out of it. They're pretty spectacular. There's a lot of detail in them, and they're just amazing. Now, we could only get a limited amount of these. We have 5 left of the African safari, and I think there's only 2 left of the rainforest safari, because some people we've seen them in the store and done a pre-order, so that's what we have available right now. Okay, so they're $85 each. So if you think about a quilt backing or as a doona cover, as a quick thing, some people might just want to hang them up and be a wall feature in their home. These are great. It's a great opportunity for that. Now, I know many of you long armers out there may want to do this as a little bit of a challenge, that you can use this to do some really amazing quilting and giving dimension to things like the cassowary and the butterflies and all the other animals. So be quick though. There are only, like we said, limited amounts of these available right now. So these are our safari and rainforest panels, and they are just beautiful. So in the theme of a safari, we are going to go in search of other items in the store with a safari theme, and give you ideas of other things you could put with this piece of fabric, other elements with a safari theme to them, that you could have a little bit of fun. So even if you didn't like or didn't want to use these panels as the backing for a quilt, hopefully over the next little while I'm going to give you some inspiration of the kind of things that we have here in store in that safari theme that may interest you for future projects or something you can start right now. So hang on to your hat. We're going on safari through the store and giving you some really good adventures to find some inspiration. Hopefully we can find some of your UFOs. And let's look around and see if we can find some of your UFOs and maybe come along to our UFO sessions. But look, we're on safari to look for fun things to do, fun inspiration, so why not? Let's get started. So as you can see behind me is the safari panel. Now, because of the light behind the windows, you may not see it just as well. But there's lions, there's elephants, there's flamingos, butterflies, there's leopards, giraffes, all different things in this panel. So being a real safari theme, this is great. I mean, if you've got someone who loves their animals, if you've got someone who just loves the colors and the feel, or they love the, you know, seeing all of the animals in their environment, then this is a really great piece of fabric to do either a quilt back or a quilt front or a quilt cover or those like kind of things. Get up nice and close to it. I'm going to move the camera over a little bit. So you can see we've got giraffes, we've got the gorilla here, we've got the iguanas down here, we've got these beautiful kingfishers down the bottom, hippo in the water. It's just beautiful. So sorry I can't get a really great photo of it, and I'll see if I can angle the camera a little bit more so that you can see. But you can see there's lots of color, absolutely gorgeous. It's digitally printed and well worth a look. So this is the African safari. I'll put another picture up here so that you'll be able to see a little bit closer, but well worth a look with this safari panel. So don't forget, that's 108 by 79 inches or 2.74 by 2. You can always add a little bit top and bottom if it was going to be for a queen or a king size quilt cover or things like that. But so much fun, so much beautiful color. And that's the first stop on our safari. Let's get moving and I'll show you some more fun things on our safari in store today. I think we see some new items in our safari. There's so many fun things here that we can see and get excited about in our fun safari. So as we go through the store, we can see lots of things, and I've collected a group of them together. I've herded them all in to one little spot so that we can get a good look at some of these animals as we get closer into our safari. Now, we've seen crocodile before, and this is some of the fabric that is beautiful in there with the little crocodiles and things. It's crocodile smiles, as we know. We love crocodiles, so that's going to blend in beautifully with the rainforest theme. So we have some lovely fabrics in there. Still have some meterage of that, but there's some little fat quarter adventures here. So that's a lot of fun. So crocodile's doing his job with the rainforest theme of the safari. Now we also have up here some, AccuQuilt have some great dyes for animals and lots of fun applique. So if you were thinking about doing some quilts and you wanted to use up some of your stash, well, this is a really great way to do all these fun animal shapes. You can have a load of fun doing it. They've got some a little quilt there on the back, but you can expand it to whatever you want to do. So there's fun. We've got little monkeys, we've got giraffe, we've got lion, and you know, there's quite a few in this AccuQuilt range of different dyes, but that's one. It's called Zoo Animals. So that's a lot of fun. You could have really great time doing those. The other fun things that I found were, we had I'm not quite sure how you say her name, Stacey S. Zoo, which is a motor designer. Now, ABC XYZ was a panel, a group of fabrics that were done with an alphabet panel on it with all the different animals. Now, this is the charm pack. Now, I'm going to open it up so that you can see, and we've got a few of these. So it's got a lot of things like jigsaw puzzles, and it's got some animals and all that kind of stuff in there. So it's really nice. It's got fish and a lot of other fun things. So this as a charm pack would make a really great small quilt. In that, we're in that safari theme. So again, it's in that, you know, those sort of colorings. This would make a great basis for fun little projects to do with animals. So if you've teamed that up with, say, your AccuQuilt die or some applique, you could have a lot of fun with those. So these are charm packs that are available. They're $29.95, and you get, there's 42 squares in each one of those, and that's called ABC XYZ, and we have quite a few of those here. So, and we can match some different colors with that so that you can go on safari with that particular fun one. Also, with looking at what other elements that you could bring into the safari to make your, say you want to do a quilt and you wanted to put the big panel on the back. What do you put on the front? Well, I'm going to give you some ideas of some patterns that'll work really well. with the front. So all you need to do is make the front of your project as big as your panel. And there's a couple here that I pulled out, which would be great because you could team them up with all the different colors in your different panel. So this is called Simple Solstice, and it uses a layer cake, and the large quilt in this one is 69.5 by 90.5, which means that you would be able to use your panel. You could add a couple of extra fun borders to make it up, but it's a nice quilt that you could incorporate the colors on the front of, from the front of your panel, whichever one you chose, whether it was rainforest or safari. So and it uses a layer cake, and then you use some backing fabric, some background fabric, but you could choose whatever you wanted to. It is, if you wanted to just use a couple of different prints, you could as well. So there's instructions on that. So that one there is 24. And then cookie cutter is a great one because you can use all the different colors within your quilt itself. So if you wanted to go blues, so in this particular case, I've got one of the Elizabeth Hartman palettes here. So you could do a more African safari colouring, or if you use the, which is one called landscape palette. So it's more the green palette in this situation. You could use any of these different patterns and use some of these fabrics for it to blend it out. Now the other one, so they're they're just two ideas. There's more here, but I thought they would be two that I'd pick because it gives you options to incorporate colours and to give whatever your project, whether it's a quilt cover or whether it's anything else, you've got options to make it reversible. Okay, so not just using the one side. The other one we've got for those of you who'd like a bit more of a challenge is Pretty Birds, which is fun. If you want a challenge for the year, then if there's the Elizabeth Hartman Pretty Birds, and you could use this kind of thing, or we can kit it out for you. It uses a small quilt or a large quilt. The small uses 10 fat quarters and the large quilt uses 40 fat quarters. So, you know, if you wanted to use part of your stash and do a little bit of piecing, that's 69 by 79 inch quilt as well. Some people just like to do a pillow or a small thing of that. So you might think about that you might want to just do a feature pillow with a couple of the birds to go with the rainforest, or any of the Elizabeth Hartmans you could use just to make a pillow to feature some of the animals that are in that particular panel. So it's something to think about. But we have paint box here, and we have another one of Elizabeth Hartman's we had Adventure, which we've done up into this. Now this one is a fat quarter pack of the Adventure, and it's all safari themed. Again, we're theming this whole thing around kind of prints that are available and the kind of fabrics that we have and the patterns that we have. So this is quite a lot of fun, right? So it's amazing what you find when you go on safari in the store. Okay, so come have a look around. Now the other one we had was always Silly Safari, and that was the panel with the animals. Now I'm just going to grab one. This is one in the packet, and we have some coordinate in here. These make fun quilts, but I'll show you what the panel looks like. Just bear with me. Now these are a lot of fun. If you want to do a quick quilt for someone who's, you know, for a playmat or a quick quilt, this one here is a lot of fun, and it's got the animals on it doing weird things, and they're pink and they're orange, and there's a snake, and there's lots of fun there. So Silly Safari is a lot of fun, and it's available. We've got a few panels left. There's not many, but there's a few, and we have the coordinating fabric, and we still have some meterage of that. So the team have cut these up into some fat quarter packs so that you can do what you like with those. Make it into a quilt, make it into small projects, pajamas, all those kinds of things. If you'd like, we have, like we said, we have some meterage left. So if one of these appeals, like there's all different prints from the panel in there, come in and grab some before they all disappear. They're such a fun fabric and such fun prints that, you know, any kid would love them, right? Any big kid would love them as well. So So there we go. That's Silly Safari. So the paddle's about $22.95. And like we said, we still have some meterage, and we have a few of those fat quarter bundles still available. But I mean, how cute's he? I mean, wow. I mean, just that in a little, these guys in a little playmat is great, right? You can just chuck it on the floor, chuck it in the car, and, you know, just have something that's a little bit of fun. Just add some more fabric to it, put some of this on the back, some of the fat quarter fabric on the back. You'll have a quilt knocked up in no time. And for those of you who don't quilt, it doesn't matter. You can make this into a doona cover or all those kinds of things. You don't need to be concerned about quilting. These are made to be made into something else. Okay, you can cut the panels out and make little cushions. You could make a little book, a fabric book, or whatever you wanted to do. So the choice is yours. These are a lot of fun, and, you know, nice and quick little projects for anybody. So that's a really good find on our safari. Now the other ones, we're going a little bit further. We're doing a bit more of the David Attenborough sort of thing going on, where we can knock over into the Jurassic Park safari, right? So there was, you know, the dinosaurs and, you know, the T-Rexes and all that kind of stuff. Again, there is some dinosaur dies in AccuQuilt as well. However, we do have some dinosaur jelly rolls still left. Okay, this is Stomp Stomp Raw, and this is by, let's see, again, Stacey, yes, Zoo. So the lady who made this has made these. So you can see the colorway is very, very similar. She's got a very unique colorway. But these have got dinos on it, and they're all different colors through this rainbow. So again, this is sort of themed, even though it's got a dino print. Don't forget, Jurassic Park, they did safari. They had all the Jeeps and all those kinds of things. So this would fit in with our safari theme, okay? We do have some patterns with the dinos on that you could make a really fun quilt with. Some really nice applique patterns, all those kinds of things. So lots to see on this fun safari that we're having in store. Now earlier I mentioned a couple of these quilts, these patterns use layer cakes. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples I pulled out from stuff that we have here. Now one of these was a very special one, and it's called Prairie Song. And again, if you have a look at the colorings, it's very similar to what we saw with those oranges and greens and all those colors. So Prairie Song would be a really good one, and it's got like small print and a few other fun things. That's my last one of those, so if you like that sort of coloring, it looks great. However, I do have some of this watercolor texture. Now if you're looking at that rainforest one, this would be a great layer cake, because it's like colors with a water all the different solids with a watercolor type murky print. Okay, so you can see how it's sort of almost watered dyed. They call it watercolor texture, so you get an idea. Okay, so it's not a flat color, it's a textured color. It has a bit like grunge, but a few softer elements to it, and that's a layer cake. So you know, you've got options when you have a look at some of these fun things on our safari, that there are some fun options available. So I'm going to leave them all in our safari area here in the store, so that you can have a look and see what takes your fancy with our safari. Now the only other ones that I have is, we had some pillowcase, burrito pillowcases with the frogs and the giraffes on them. And looks like the frogs I've got left, but I still have the giraffe sample up there. We'll have a look. But they were little burrito pillowcases that you could make, and they had, one had a little frog scene on it and one had a giraffe scene on it. So there's still lots of fun things happening and elements in store that you could come and have a bit of a look around. So get your binoculars out, come in and have a look around the store and see what you can find in safari here at River City Sewing. So we hope that you've enjoyed our safari today. It's a little bit of fun that we've had with you with our safari. It's a lot of fun to actually curate a little design of a little group of fabrics that we can theme for you. So Hopefully we haven't found too many of your UFOs, but don't forget about the UFO day that we have during February. So hopefully we can take those, get them done and get them finished. So it's a bit of a sit and sew day. And why not come in and have a look at that and just get some of those done so that you can go on your own safari and find your next project. So from Judy and all the team, thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you in store next week. So from all of us here, bye for now.